Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my son and our journey with him with his speech delay. Hey guys, so if you are new here, my name is Liz and this is Simply Homeschool, and I like to share all of our things, our journey with our homeschool. So if you guys are returning, you guys know that I have a 6-year-old son. He just started K5. If you're new here, he is doing a Becca's K5 curriculum video led. And I kind of went into why I started him in kindergarten at the age of 6 and how that has been helping, and why I think that that was the best decision for myself and my husband to make for our son. So we did notice that he had a speech delay really early on. He was probably 1.5, 2 years old. We started to notice that he wasn't speaking as much as his sister did. Now at the time, I just would tell myself, you know, every kid is different. They learn at different times. It's okay. I was hearing that boys begin to speak later than girls, you know, and I feel like that may be a myth, but there may be some science behind it. I'm not quite sure. But I just, you know, myself and my husband just prayed and prayed. He was still really young. So we just, you know, kept an eye on him and, you know, paid attention to if he was learning things, what he was struggling with. So we, you know, I talked to my husband, we talked to family, got encouragement that way in knowing that, you know, regardless, he'll be okay. So with a lot of prayer and discussions, we just decided not to take him to a speech therapist. We wanted to just kind of work with him on our own. At the time, I didn't feel like he was ready. He was like in the right space to be able to pay attention and listen to someone. So, you know, we just started to really pay attention to how we were talking to him, what we were telling him, what we were saying in front of him. Like maybe he wasn't paying attention and we would still say, I'm going to open the refrigerator and get out the milk, or let me go put my shoes on. Oh, do you need socks on? Like everything we were doing, we were trying to explain to him what we were doing while we were doing it. You know, at the beginning, I would say, can you say, and try to have him say things, but it got to a point to where I knew that he would start saying things when he was ready. I didn't ever want him to feel like he wasn't doing something or wasn't able to do something. So I didn't really ever make it a big deal. I really started to notice maybe when he was 4, how far behind he really was. Maybe 3. I can't remember now, you guys, but it was around 3 or 4, maybe closer to 4. So we just continued to do what we were doing. Through that time, we were going through heavy in the pandemic. We weren't able to do anything. Like, it was kind of crazy. So I was playing a lot of games with him and hands-on stuff. And we decided to do preschool with him. And we barely did it. Like, it was just like a little bit here and there. It wasn't anything crazy. And I think that was when he was 4. And then 5, I think at 3, I was like, he was doing painting and like stickers and stuff like that. He hated coloring. He still doesn't really care for coloring. But I would try to find any activity that I could to kind of get him to play, to use his hands, to kind of like see, and we would talk about it. You know, just stuff like that. I can't really remember. I wish I would have written things down, because you always think you're going to remember things and you just don't. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, we also had these like wooden puzzles pieces that came in a case, and it had like pictures of the different shapes and colors, and it like made a picture of something. He loved doing that. So I think if you can find something to work with your kiddo with, if he is having that problem or if she is having that problem, I think it helps. But I just really tried to just work with him with whatever I could. I decided to do pre-K with him when he was 4 turning 5. So literally all of 5 we did pre-K. And I didn't use a curriculum. I put everything together myself. I found a lot of things on Pinterest for workbooks. We did a lot of tracing. I taught him like his alphabet, his numbers, shapes, stuff like that. I want to say he didn't really learn all of that really until 5. So he was a late learner, but I wanted him to kind of learn on his own, like him it was like a child-led thing where he kind of led me into where he was, what he was ready for, if that makes sense. And my daughter was completely different. So, I mean, don't think if you have one kid that is one way, you're going to have another that same way. And don't be discouraged when they're not, because truly none of us are. Even as adults, we all learn differently. We all learn at our own pace. We learn certain things better than others. Like that's just normal. That is reality in it. You know what I mean? So how can we expect our kids to be different than that? So I really just focused on the main things, like his alphabet, his numbers, writing his name, shapes, colors. What else did we do? We did puzzles, we did painting, we did crafts, we did games. Games are a big thing. He loved playing games for preschool or pre-K. I did a lot of like the letters with like the little paint dots. What else did we do? I did not make him color. I really didn't. I just figured with everything else, something else that really helped him. Sorry, my puppy or my dog. He's almost a dog because he's 9 months now, but he wants to lay down in my lap because he's tired. He likes to sleep on my lap still. Say hi. Say hi, Salem. This is my whippet, Salem. He's a whippet. Okay, so we just really like let him lead us in where he wanted to be, really. I mean, we still had to like, come on, Isaiah, let's do some work. Nope, let's do a little bit more work. You know, let's finish this page. I'm trying to think what else we did. I did a lot of like Bible activity books from the Dollar Tree. We read a lot. What else? He loved watching YouTube documentaries, like the kid ones, or not documentary, like YouTube educational videos. He loved it. We got butterflies, like the butterfly kit, and like raise the butterflies, and you know, he loved that. So I think really just working with them, talking to them, explaining to them what you're doing, I think it really helped. I don't know, like, I think that every case, I don't know, is that what you say, case? Are they like, is there cases? I don't know how to word it, but every child is different. There are so many different types of speech delays or speech impediments and things like that. So obviously, if you feel like it's beyond what you guys can help your kiddos with and you need help, definitely seek help. I'm not saying that this will work for everybody. I'm just saying this is what we have done. I still do notice that he does have a speech delay. It's hard for him to piece like sentences together sometimes. It takes him a little while. Sometimes he'll say the same word a few times before he can get the sentence out. I just would say do not rush them. Do not say, okay. Try not to finish their sentence for them. Just kind of let them take their time in doing it. That's at least what we've done, because I feel like when we have tried to finish it, it may like discourage the child a little bit. Again, I am not a doctor. I am not a speech therapist. I know nothing like educational about this. I am literally just telling you guys our experience and what we have done with Isaiah or how we have helped him. But I will say that even though he has a speech delay, he is excelling in school. I was really worried that he would struggle with reading and phonics and building sentences for school, and he's going beyond like what I could have ever imagined, and he's doing so well. So I will say some crazy things have happened. Tell me if like you guys have ever like seen or heard this. I don't even know how to explain it. But we would be out sometimes and my son would just randomly like read something. Literally. He had never been taught to read, you guys. And he would just like read a sign. And it's like signs that we have not seen. Or, you know, what was it? I think it was like a car place. It said like AutoZone, and he had never seen an AutoZone before, and he saw this sign and he was like, AutoZone. And then we went to a Mexican restaurant and we we're sitting at the table and there was like a picture, like, I don't know, an illustrated, it was some sort of artwork, you guys, and it said something about fiesta, taco, something, and he read it. He does it, well, now he knows how to read now, but he was doing it before, like, ever learning sounds, phonics, like he was reading. He would like read something off the TV, and I just thought it was because he like saw it or heard someone else say it or whatever, but he literally would just read stuff. So I want to say like 30 lessons into Abeka, he was really starting to read, and it was before they were really reading. And so I started to like write sentences out on like a little whiteboard for him, and I'm like, can you read this? And he was literally reading the full sentences. So then I pulled out, if you're familiar with Abeka, they have like a set of books that they get when they're reading, when they're starting to read. And so I pulled out the third book, I think, from like the first series, like learning how to read, or I forget what it's called, you guys, but I started to have him read it, and he was literally reading sentences, you guys. Like it blew me away. It blew me away. I was just like, how is he learning this? I don't understand. So I don't know, but he's doing really well. So I just wanted to get on here and kind of tell you like what our experience was. I'm not going to go into depth and tell all kinds of crazy stuff, but I did want to just kind of tell you like how it started off, what we worked with him with through just at home, through preschool, kindergarten. We used a lot of like, you know, like the sand with the letters and stuff like that. We did that. We did manipulatives. We did a lot of sensory bins and play, and talking to him about that through sensory play. So I think just talking to them and kind of working with them in that way really helps. So with all that being said, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out today. I hope this helped someone in some way, but thanks again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, you guys.